So I've been thinking after watching Despicable Me 4, like, when is enough? Where should that franchise end? Like, because I mean, a lot of movie franchises, like, they almost every time there is a like like I think a lot of people can tell a lot of movies, like, a lot of movie franchises, just almost all of them, with a few exceptions like Back to the Future, are all destined to lose originality and just make these movies just for the it for the sake of making money, like, without anything new or original, even when that was to be what those movies used to be specialized. Like, they used to have ideas, exceptional ideas, but now over time they just started to being made just to make money. Like, it happened with Terminator, with Indiana Jones, with a little Toy Stories, kind of a little bit. I mean, the fourth one was. I think people usually say, including myself, no, like, the third one, it should have stopped at the third one, because that was a perfect ending for this whole franchise. But no, they kept making the fourth one, which it was fine. I mean, I appreciated that it wasn't just, like other franchises, like, I don't know, like, even like the Despicable Me or others, like, they don't, they don't, they never give importance to the story. This one at least did try to. Yes, it had good messages, it was, but it was well disguised, but it clearly was just made because they needed to make money. Like, they knew it, and well, like I said, I appreciate it, but like I said, it almost felt like they needed it. Like, they needed to make it in order to make more money for other projects. So yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Can So that was my question. Does every franchise needs to end like that? Like, let's use, for example, the Terminator franchise. The first one was like since it came out, it was considered a sci-fi classic. Like, it was. I mean, it had. It was a lot of fun. It was. Well, the effects may not be having aged that well over time, but it's still a very. It was still a pretty fun. Like, it had characters that were likable enough. There were a lot of suspenseful moments, like a very well directed suspenseful moments made by James Cameron, like a good story, like, and then the sequel came out, Terminator 2, which it was like a million times better, like, with amazing effects, like, with very likable characters, with a really good story, and like I say, a lot of the things made the first Terminator movie so good, like, now this one, they are just elevated all the pros, and yeah, and it felt like and it continued the story of Sarah Connor, and how his son needs to be destined to be like the leader and all that, and now, and people usually said, well, maybe if if the whole franchise ended up at the second one, we've all would have been satisfied. But and it appears it was like that, because for 12 years, for 12 years after the release of the Terminator, like, there has only been like those two movies, and like it was enough. Like we didn't need anything. Like, but then 12 years later, it came Terminator 3, and okay, it was not the worst, but it was clearly nowhere near the second one or the first one. Like, then it came out, then it came Terminator Salvation, which it had an interesting idea about like a family. It was gonna be take place on the future war, like the war against the machines. So, but even that, for some, like, it was a good idea, but sadly it was not well. It wasn't well put together. So, and then Terminator Genesis came out, but it was just a pointless movie. And then this last week came out, it was just another pointless movie. Like, and like there was no point and so yeah, people agree. Like maybe it should have all ended up at the second one. Like no one near after the second one. There was no sequel that was nowhere near the second one or even the first one. So. But at the same time, I kind of think I know why they are doing it, because they cannot make anything, because they need to make money, and sometimes the sequels are the easiest ones to make money. So they usually rely too much on remakes or sequels, like even when they're perfectly fine. So I mean, in the Matrix Resurrection movie, like that movie, yes, it's another one of those pointless sequels that only exist to make money. Like, and the funny thing is, even the movie is self-aware. Like, they're making jokes. Like, one reason wants to make another Matrix movie. Like, and they say they're gonna do it without us. Like, so my question is, is every movie made for just to I mean, because every movie franchise is destined to become sooner or later just a sellout. Well, I think it does its kind of, and I guess honestly I'm thinking maybe it's not one to blame. I mean, I guess you could blame the producers, but I mean, they could answer, well, we need money to make the project, so maybe they see them like they have no choice. But actually, after thinking about it, I, but yeah, I think now it depends on you whether you consider those sequels worth your time, or because I mean another person, I mean another critic made a funny video where he's pretending to talk to Jon Favreau, complaining about the Lion King remake, and then Jon Favreau said, well, as a director, one has to pick their battles. Like, I mean, who knows? Maybe the money of the Lion King could help me make The Mandalorian. So I maybe. So yeah, I think we are always gonna watch movies that once were amazing to just soulless, but I think it doesn't really matter, because the movies you like, that's not gonna change the way you see the other ones. So I say let the producers make another sequel if they want to, because it doesn't really matter. You're gonna watch the others anyway. You're gonna watch all of them probably, but at the end of the day, you know which one is real.